Today in our version of the Core Vision Story episode, I'm going to be a guest host because you're going to learn about how Brett came on board our Core Vision team. So I'm going to actually have Brent start because Brent really was how I think most of us got to know Brett.
Yes, so interesting story, kind of funny how it happened. Brett was coaching my middle son's soccer team, which was an experience in itself, to say the least. My son had some of the most fun time with that. One of the stories that he didn't want me to tell you is that Core Vision sponsored the team, and as he's coaching, he's yelling out Core Vision, hustle down the field, which I thought was great advertisement for all of us, because he could hear it across the whole soccer field. So one day after practice, I was talking to Brett, and he had mentioned he was looking to get into the financial business, and I thought, well, you know what? Why don't you come by and see what we might have to offer, see if there's a spot around here that you might want to fill. And he said, well, I've kind of visited with some other ones, and he said, well, I'll think about that. And so we left it to that and just went on our business about soccer and things like that, and I'll let Brett finish the rest on how this played out after that.
Brent likes to tell the story about me yelling Core Vision, but I did that because I couldn't remember the kids' names. Really. No, it was just something. I'd always coached soccer, and I didn't know Brent prior to that season when I was coaching his kids. I think both your kids were on the team that year.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So I got to know Brent through that, and when I was going through the process, he was somebody that I'd reached out to a couple of times and talked to about how that process works, and and then when it came to the time when I was transitioning, looking for a new place to go, I reached out to Brent, and we met, and Brent was like, I think it's definitely something we should look into. You should come over and meet the team, and we should all get together and talk about if there's any opportunity for you at Core Vision, and thankfully 2 years later, we can sit here and laugh about these funny stories of the soccer team, but I think it really worked out. I know having Brent as somebody to call and ask questions about was always something that I really valued and thought was great. So when the opportunity came up that I was able to, move over, I think it was an easy decision. Once I met the rest of the team, I was like, oh, this is definitely someplace I could see myself working. As we've said in the other videos, this is like a family here. You get to know people. I mean, I know some people are harder to, like Bo, than others, but in general, everyone here is just, real easy to get to know and stuff, real easy to work with.
All right, so you were with another broker-dealer prior to being with
Correct.
Updale and Core Vision. So can you talk about a little bit, just the differences that you've experienced when you came over, and maybe pros and cons to that?
Sure. I think, so the other broker-dealer, when I worked with them, you were like a solo advisor. It was one advisor, one admin in the office. So the structure was basically whenever you had questions, you either called a wholesaler or somebody that had been in the industry that was a provider to you, or you had to find a mentor that was willing to work with you to help you through a lot of that. And I think that's one of the big differences between that situation and this one here. Now there's just there's an entire office full of people. You literally from your desk can just yell something out, and people from other desks will just yell back something, you'll be like, hey, what's everybody think about, this investment or this idea or whatever. And, you have that opportunity to run that by other people. So that, I think that's a huge benefit of working in the team. There's so much experience here.
Right. Well, and I think we all want the best for our clients, and we want the best for each other. And so I think we all kind of just are happy to help each other. So that's nice.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big difference here is you're not necessarily fighting over every client that walks in the door here. As previous experience, you'd go to somebody and you'd be like, hey, can I get your help on this? And they'd be like, hey, I'm still trying to build my book of business too. And just that teamwork wasn't there. Everybody was, survival mode.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to brag on you a little bit. So I will say, since Brett has come on board, I feel like Brett and I spend a lot of time together. We were both licensed about the same time, and Brett also is my neighbor, so there's that too. But since Brett's come on board, we really have increased our social media presence, and just he's really done a great job at kind of, I think, at least giving us the confidence to maybe step into a realm that we were in, but maybe not as much. And so I think he's done a great job bringing that on and just really spearheading that whole project. So that has been something that I know, since you've been here, that's really grown quite a bit. What are some other, I know your designation, you want to talk about that accomplishment?
Yeah, so this year I got a CPFA designation for working with retirement plan fiduciaries, plan sponsors, the fiduciary standards, making sure that the people that work in the plan are following their fiduciary standards. I mean, you would think the fiduciary in the title would have given that away, but. So yeah, I got that designation back at the beginning of COVID. As we were all quarantined at home, it was, for me, I think it was an easy decision to make that, hey, you should start studying for this and get this designation while you're going to be, in a situation where you don't have any free time, right? Or I guess actually all I had was free time. So I think that was a big deal for me. And that was something, I'd always worked places where I'd had a retirement plan. And I feel like that group is somebody that's really underserved, I think, in our financial services industry, is people in the manufacturing industry. They all have retirement plans and stuff, but a lot of times when you sit down and talk to people, no one's ever explained to them how that works, how they're supposed to get their money out of it when they go to retire, all of those things. So that's something that I felt like was something I really wanted to look into. So getting that designation, I felt like just fit right into that.
And just to kind of let viewers know a little bit more about Brett, what's your why? Why do you want to be a financial advisor? What do you love about this, or what do you dislike, I guess?
Well, so I've been licensed since March of 2018. So I've not been licensed a whole lot of time, just a couple of years. And so one of the things that I've come to love about this job is helping people. Like I just talked about in manufacturing with people with retirement plans and stuff, there's never really an expert there to help explain that to people. Everybody knows they're supposed to save for retirement, but why? How? How much do I need? Everybody says, oh, you gotta, your number, right? There was that old TV commercial, what's your number?
Yeah.
Well, most people don't know what their number is. So helping people that have, a common background like myself, that have spent most of their life working in manufacturing and don't have a financial services background or any of that experience, being able to sit down with people and help them understand that and walk through that. But at the same time, having a point of reference that's familiar, working in manufacturing, you've got a similar background, so they feel like, oh, this guy knows where I'm coming from, and he understands that I'm not a financial services person. That's why I'm coming here to meet with him. I think for me, that's been like a light bulb thing for me is, working with people I used to work with in manufacturing on their retirement plans and helping them. A lot of times people in manufacturing move around a bunch, so then they have all these, old retirement plans left all over the place, and helping them understand how easy that is to get all of those together and
that they even can.
Yeah. So there's so much, disinformation out there as far as that, or, you always have like the one guy in the break room who knows everything, and everybody just relies on the information he gives them. So I think for me, it's just been being able to help people in that, with that background.
All right. Brent, is there anything you want to add?
Well, so it's only been a couple of years that Brent's been with us. And like he said, when we met, it's really, we all, myself, Jason, and Bo, partners after it was over, we really believed he hit it off with us. He had the same type of values that we had. He was very easygoing, but as he said, right away, he's trying to get designations, so we weren't worried about him not coming in and just going out as hard as he can and getting designations, getting smarter, wanting to learn, and then comes in and is now doing the things like this, the podcast, and is brought that to us, something we weren't doing before. So we really are very grateful that Brett decided to make that decision to move and come to here, and we're very happy that he's here.
And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the Bo story.
Oh.
It's like, we'll let you tell him.
Man, we're just tossing him under the bus.
I mean, we are tossing him under the bus. Like, well, he may have done it to himself yesterday. So, I love to tell the story of when Brent, scheduled me to come in here and meet with Jason and Bo to kind of figure out, hey, was there an opportunity here for me to come in here and start working, to have a place to set and stuff. We came in here and we were actually in this very room sitting here, and it was Bo, Jason, Brent, and I. And like less than 10 minutes in, Bo stood up and said, I don't think there's anything here for you. I gotta go. And he walked out, and I was just like, okay, I guess this thing's over. And so it's just interesting 2.5 years later, looking back on it now. Bo is somebody that I go to frequently and be like, hey, what do you think about this? What's this idea? And I think it's just funny to bring that up to him that, in our initial meeting, he tried to cut me off. So.
Well, with Bo, you're gonna get the truth.
The blunt force truth.
You're gonna get what he thinks. So, if
Funny.
you're nervous about the response, you may not be the person to ask.
Right.
All right, well, thanks for watching, and hopefully you're looking forward to our next episode.
See you later.